So welcome to episode 3 of the weigh-in, which is a competition following the Hot Fishin Points tournament across the spring season. And this week I'm joined by Rich Chapman again, and one of the royalty of fishing, Tom Pickering, who is fresh from the championship. So Tom, welcome to the show this week, and you're going to be spending some time with us looking at the results, adding your opinions, just kind of what you think's going on as well.
Yeah, thanks very much, lads. And I'm not really fresh back from Worlds. I'm absolutely wrecked.
Great stuff. How was it?
Well, actually, it was a great experience. But that's as far as the results were. Well, to be honest with you, there's me, Mark Downs, Steve Sanders, Dickie Carr, and Harry Billing, who were really experienced at this level. And I've never seen 5 or 6 people in shock after the first day. We were really, really in shock. We were favourites on Thursday night, and the day of the match, it just completely changed, blew us away. We're just like, and it's quite weird. We were actually in shock. It was really strange, and we didn't do very well, to be fair, as you worked it out. But the strange thing is, we're so close as well. Like, when you actually look at the results, if we'd have had our second day draw the first day, I think we would have won it. I really believe that. And just daft things happen, like I lost, I think, 3.5 points by less than 10 grams, and just a weird competition. But that's world fishing. But great experience, great set of lads, and we didn't do very well in the result wise. But it could have quite easily gone the other way, but it didn't. So we have to take it on chin this one, I'm afraid.
You're going to keep up though, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm not. We're all disappointed, but you don't give in. You come back and you get stuck in again. You get up. You just get up from canvas and get on with it. It's what it is. The trouble is, you remember your bad ones worse than your good ones, which sounds strange, but you do. Yeah. And but yeah, we didn't get it right. I think we had right tactics. I just think we got them wrong. We got it wrong way round, but that's how it was.
Well, thank you for making time to be on this, and I can see that.
Oh no, pleasure.
And I can see you've got a ticket for this as well, which is brilliant. Yeah. And
when you first spoke to me about it down in London, straight away I got it, and I thought straight away, what a competition, and I love like this because we're promoting fishing, promoting match fishing, and I love all like this. I think it's great that, every week now, if anybody that joins, you're promoting not just you're promoting fishing, the fishery, the event, and everything like that. And I think it's great for angling. I really do.
Brilliant, and I'm glad you feel like that. And that seems to be the sentiment now. I feel like we're at a tipping point with it now, that people are seeing that this is actually something that the sport needs to raise its profile.
No, at the end of the day, what you have to remember is anything new is hard to take off because people, you've got to get other people involved. It's always going to be difficult, but I think eventually it'll just be the norm, and I think people will understand this and look at the points, especially if they're doing well as well. And for example, if like just at Lindholm or Southfield where I go, I think the regulars who go all the time to one venue, I think this event really, really suits them, because I think it's something that can gain points every week at, and I think anglers become more specialist to the people who are going to the waters. They don't have to travel, and I think this is a fantastic event for them. I really do.
Yeah, and we see that, don't we, Rich, when we're looking at results the last few weeks? It's the venue specialists that are rising to the top.
Oh, every time. If you go to Lindholm and like if there's 20 anglers, you can bet there's 15 specialists there, and it suits them kind of people. Because if they go there all the time, they know what it's about, they know the venue, and they know how to catch the fish. So it's good. But I think it's a great event. I really do.
And it's probably the only chance you get you could be fishing Lindholm catching £300 every week, and you can be competing in the same event as someone fishing at Southfield who might be catching £5-10 to win a match, but you're still in the same event and fishing against them.
Oh no, I think this event is pitching the canal anglers, the commercial men, the river anglers. We're all fishing the same competition at the end of the day, on the water that we want to fish, and I think that's quite unique and special. I do.
Exactly, and it rewards consistency, right? It doesn't matter about your weight. If you're consistently up there winning your matches, you're going to be ranking in here.
No, if you're having a good run, but you don't have to have a good run to get points. Because if you're having a good run, it's going to help you because you'll get the high points. But even if you have sort of a bad one, you're 5th or 6th in your match, you still get some benefit from it in the overall table.
Yeah. I think one that I was looking at before as well, in one of the lads in the club league, he's right up there. I think he's 2nd overall out of the paid anglers. And he's not actually won a single match all season. It's just a lot of like 2nd, 3rd, just being dead. Dead consistent.
But I think this event opens it up for that, and I think that's what's so special. You don't have to win. You can get points every week just by sort of being, let's say, a runner-up or 3rd or 4th or 5th. So there's some benefit for that. But I love the event. I think you've done a fantastic job, and I think it'll just get stronger and stronger. I really do.
Brilliant, and I appreciate that. And I've just put up on the screen now, just to give people, like, one of the conversations going around is like, is fishing in decline? Is match fishing in decline and stuff like this? And I know that obviously every match and every angler isn't part of this yet, but after just a few seasons, like from what I can see that are part of this competition, we can see that are like 6,500 unique anglers that are part of this, which I think is brilliant. It's great to see that 3,500 of them have all at least got a point. So like over half the people that fish are finishing in the top 10, which is good to see. We've got 99 match organisers that are part of this already, and that's growing every single week.
I mean, that's the one that surprises me. Because in my area, where I live in Doncaster, I must have 200 commercial fisheries within a few miles, as well as canals, rivers and everything. So there's a lot to go at yet as well.
100%.
Because I was surprised at that 99. That's the one that surprised me. I would have expected that to be a lot higher.
Yeah. Well, I think at the moment it's probably the more forward-thinking people that are part of it. But as it gets more popular, as people start sharing the results and talking about it, like I'm seeing more and more organisers sign up over the last kind of couple of weeks than I have ever.
Really?
It's getting out there because the anglers want points now, right? And they're going to the venues.
Correct. That's what you need. You need the anglers now going to the match organiser, I think, and saying to them, look, I think you need to be part of this. And at the end of the day, if somebody's up there, they'll look for venues where they can get the points from.
Exactly.
They'll start picking the venues that they know they can get the points from. So that's for any organiser that doesn't, they might lose a few people. So it's in their interest to be part of it.
So let's start taking a look at the majors. So we're at week 12 of 30.
Oh, they're all a big surprise, aren't they?
And it's worth pointing out
Jamie, Christian, Andy, Lee, Des. Yeah, they're all a surprise that they're all up there. Yeah, look at them.
I think that's the thing. By this part of the season, it's had time to settle. You do the kind of cream rising to the top sort of thing on there, but there's still a few little upsets where you can see, like Sam Brown. Obviously, he was at the Glebe on the Golden Reel, I think it was, where he's qualified off there with. He's caught £300 exactly, which was a bit of a strange.
He can fish, that lad. Let me tell you, he's a good angler. I tell you what, he's got a knack of qualifying for finals, but he's a good angler, is Sam.
Yeah, it was good to see him win it last year at the Maver last year as well, because he's always been one of those anglers that's knocking on the door. And
it really, really was, because he's a very good angler, Sam. He's a nice bloke as well.
Were you saying the Glebe match that he was in here?
That's it. So he's absolutely destroyed it. I know. Chat to Jamie, he was down there, but £300, £211 second.
That's unusual to see Jamie second, isn't it?
It wasn't. No, Jamie wasn't second. He was. He might have even had an early pack up. John Hawkins.
Yeah.
And then Sam Collett, another young lad who's.
He can fish that. He can fish as well. He's a good angler. He is.
Yeah, Glebe regular, Glebe member, and everything. Yeah. But yeah, when you're looking down there, it was sort of a run away with it. But those are the nice sort of qualifiers where you've got a load of muggers in front of you. You can make a mess of them, and nice, easy one rather than one of those where nervous at the way and worrying if you've got quite enough.
It's amazing how some people like Sam, they've just got that knack of qualifying for the finals. They go round them all, and as soon as they get the chance to take it, they don't make a mess of it, and fair play to him.
Yeah, and I don't think that'd be a 1-2-6 at the Glebe. I don't think that's one that you'd particularly run to. Don't think it's an end or anything. Middle of Lake 8, is it going to be?
I'm not sure where it is, 1-2-6, to be honest. I'm not quite sure where it is. I don't know permanent pegs at Glebe so well.
I don't know if these will be permanent pegs or not. So
no, there will be. Yeah, there will be.
Yeah, but obviously he's absolutely destroyed that one. You can see jumping up. Was it 20 places on the majors?
Right. Yeah.
He's probably the biggest climber of the year the week. Sorry. So if should we go back up to the top and everything and have a look at, because Jamie's building a bit of a lead at the top there with 75 points.
Yeah.
I think he was on. Actually, the last result that counted was one of the Fish Midlands qualifiers at Tummel Farm. That I was sat behind him filming. So he's been on 25 on high pool, which again is one of those that you probably wouldn't run to, sort of middle of a bank, like known for having quite a lot of like stockies and stuff around there. But he's gone on fish quite nice. It's never been mega, but it's one of those where you just really have to get your head down, fish for bites, not worry about the size of fish you're catching or anything, and scrape together. I say scrape together, 101 pound, 13 ounces. But we've got to give a shout out to young Max Owen. Not sure how. He must only be like 16 or something like that, but he's been on quite a few of these Fish Midlands qualifiers, and he wasn't far behind, finishing second overall with 90 pounds.
What is he, 16, did you say?
Sure, I'm not, don't quote me on that. It's there or thereabouts, I think.
Fair play.
But one of the kind of new age of anglers that seem to be coming through and chasing the big events from a young age.
No, it's great. It's great to see. I see, younger faces coming through. I mean, last few years when I was fishing these matches, I saw some great youngsters coming through, and they're just getting stronger and stronger now.
Obviously, from anglers who are paid on and competing for the cash prizes, Art Hilmy, I think he's had a bit of a struggle last week or so. I don't think he's actually gained any more points from when we last looked at it.
It's worth just, sorry to interrupt here, Rich. I think it's always worth pointing out, this is a snapshot of what results have been entered up to this point. I know there's a couple of matches that they still haven't sent their results in, so maybe some of these lads have been other matches, they haven't sent them up, but just in case Art or any of these guys are going, I won a bloody match last weekend.
Yeah, really.
The results, we'll add them in. So yeah, it's a snapshot of what we've got up to this point. Sorry. Rick.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a crossover. I know it was, obviously, as we're talking now, I think they're probably going to be weighing in down at Herringbrook where they've got a Fishermania going on down there. So there's always a bit of a crossover with getting results in. So the best we can do. Obviously, Andy Bennett right up there again. I think his last scoring one was the same Fish Midlands match that Jamie Hughes won. I think he was third overall, won his lake and qualified for the semi-final on there. Fourth overall, sorry.
Yeah.
But that's a peg that Jamie's seen him draw it in the morning, and he's got absolutely zero chance from there. It's one of them little, where was he? 42 on Newpool, and I think it's quite a pokey one. You've not got a lot to work with, and he's done what he's done. And it's not been a big weights day. It's been that sort of spawny time of year.
That's probably helped him, the fact it's not a big weight day, but it's just a special angler anyway. So, I mean, he's just like, wow, just awesome. In fact, I've just been travelling with Harry Billing, and he thinks Andy's the best angler he's ever seen. He really said that to me. He said he's just unbelievable, and he is.
What helps him so much is his mentality with it, just how chilled out and laid back he is under pressure. It just helps him no end.
100% that. He's just well, I can remember him catching 400 and something pound at Lindholm, and everyone was saying he caught out. It was because he was just so relaxed and calm. He just comes back with a fish every time. It's really strange, but he is a special angler. There's no doubt about that.
That's it. And then you look at, as you go down the list, it's still plenty of big names that are in contention, and a couple of good results can push them right up into the mix.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at page 2 as well of any of the people doing well here. So, Tom, you can see here as well what we put is the change in ranking each week, because I think it's great for the people that are doing well, but I want people if they're not at the top to see how they're doing, if they're improving each week and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the biggest mover on that page. Sam Collett, obviously, he was the one we looked at on the Glebe Golden Reel, was it? Golden Reel, yeah.
Right.
And that just shows you one decent result in a week, especially on the major side of things.
And turn it.
Yeah, turn it around. A couple of good weeks on the bounce, suddenly you're right up there in the mix.
Really?
So these lads might look quite a way down at the moment, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility. A couple of good results, and
I mean, one of the other problems with all these anglers that keep qualifying early, they're not fishing all these matches as well. So that means other people can catch up on them.
yeah, that's the thing. But I think now there's that many about. This was one of the things I was looking at. Actually,
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
That Golden Reel at Lindome, I think there was only 40 anglers on it, which is proper shame to see. With obviously the size of the event. Do you think it's sort of gone? There's almost too much to go at, and that's dropping the numbers, or is it going to be more of a?
I don't think there can be too many to go at. I really don't. The trouble is, on some matches there's a clash of dates. That's the big problem. You've got like 2 events on the same day, and I think that's happens too regular, and I think that needs sorting out, because I think a lot of anglers want to go round and qualify. But if you've got, like, let's say a fish show and a golden rod on the same day, then you're going to split the anglers, because unfortunately there ain't 200 fishermen going to try and qualify, and you're trying to get to the same people, so there need to be separate dates, and that's the biggest issue. Where I've certainly last year, I don't think it's as bad this year, but last year there were 3 or 4 dates that clashed, and both matches were affected.
Yeah, it's a hard one, because obviously being involved in that Fish Midlands, you're trying to book lakes at the time where everyone else is, but no one else has released a date, so it is a bit of a hit and miss whether you.
Yeah, they almost should be a central figure that they can go to and say, look, we want them dates. But you can't have that date because so-and-so don't. There's no point clashing with each other. They should talk to each other almost and say, look, them's the dates we want, but they don't, because they just only think about their own competition.
Maybe there's a way in the future that we can help with that. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
We're match agnostic, right? We just want to help the sport. So maybe there's a way we can help people.
I mean, it doesn't help their own competitions when you have like a golden rod and a mave at the same day. It's just crazy, because you haven't got 1,000 anglers to go at. You've only probably got 100, 120, and it's costing you. The event money. It don't make any sense to me, but it's. That
was one of your points, Rich, wasn't it? Like last week, I think we spoke that people like match fishing is maybe on decline, and your point was it's not. It's just they're spread out a little bit more now. There's so many competitions, and that's why it's good to notice the numbers of unique anglers of what's.
I mean, it's like I said. I live in Doncaster, and I believe I live in the best match fishing area in the world, because we've got like 200 commercial fisheries and they all have matches on them.
Yeah.
So everybody's taking off everybody, and that's why instead of fishing 50 and 60 peg matches, you're fishing against 10 and 15 anglers all the time. And what happens is anglers find a level that they want to go at and where they can compete. But round here, it's staggering how many we've got. It really, and that don't include the rivers circuit and the canal circuit. So we're really ruined round here. We really are.
That's it. And it's almost out of those like hundreds of commercials you've got, there's going to be that handful that the rest of the country really know about, your Lindomes and your big uns that you hear about. But there's going to be so many that, even having to been to quite a few shooting features and stuff, there's going to be loads I've never even heard of or anything.
Oh, you can't believe it. I mean, I live 14 miles from Lindome, and I think I go past 6 commercial fisheries at the side of the road to get there. Mm-hmm. That's just a side of the road without going down another lane and places like that, where I know there's a lot more. It's unbelievable, honestly. And they all have matches on them. They all have matches on them. So we're in this area, we're ruined.
That would be great once we've got every match and every angler in the country, we can then truly crown the best and most consistent anglers. I think that's the holy grail.
Well, at the end of the day, like you're still running a fantastic competition, and at the end of the day, like I always say, the people that want to be part of it is what it's all about. And there'll still be a champion. It don't matter. There's still a champion, whether there's 100 people in it or 1 million people in it. It's still a champion. Let's just hope it grows and grows. But I think it's the anglers myself that will eventually keep saying to the fishery owners, you need to be part of this, you need to be part of this. And eventually we'll get most of them in. And I think that'll be make it bigger and stronger, which means the more people you can get in, and the more finances you can get in, you can make it bigger. It works both ways, it really does.
Absolutely. I mean, just to peek behind the curtains a little bit of what's going on, like even just scoring matches on here gets more visitors to the website. So when I'm speaking to I want to bring big outside sponsorship into the sport. The holy grail that everyone's always wanted to do, that's a real passion of mine to do that. So even just posting match results on here, getting more traffic, when I speak to these people, I can say, right, we get all these visitors to the site. And you become really interesting all of a sudden to advertise it.
No, it makes sense. That makes sense.
Right, so let's take a look at the open match results here, Rich.
That's it. So we've got the first few anglers breaking into sort of triple figures, as it were, on the point. A new leader in the shape of Roy Bradburn, and it looks like, going on these results, Partridge Lake's regular. I think his last scoring match was on Covey 4, managed to win the lake, £83 and like a comfortable, what was he, second overall on the day as well. I was saying, we were looking at this last week, how many at like Partridge, Tunnel Barn, the over 50s, over 60s, the turnouts are getting on them consistently is ridiculous. There's so many like 40, 50, 60 peggers, which
it's ridiculous.
It's mega, but it's like, you're seeing so many anglers fishing sort of like 3-4 matches a week, especially once they're at that sort of retired and can go out when they want. So it's still.
I mean, the thing is about Partridge, it's an incredible place and venue, and it's not got a lot of competition for the fishing. Like, you come round here and you've got that many lakes, it's ridiculous, and you go there. So this would be point. They can all go to one and create a big match. And that's what they do. And let's face it, Partridge is it's an awesome venue, and it's well run and everything like that. But I know they get 50, 60, 70 every single match, even in an over 50s league. And it's staggering, really.
Yeah, I think it all works together. How obviously they've got all the facilities and everything with the cafes and stuff like that.
Oh, it's just a great place. You know,
just for having a nice day's fishing, you can go for your breakfast. It's nice and clean. Your pegs are all accessible. It probably makes a big difference for people looking to find a venue to go to regularly.
But it's easy access, easy to get to, and I mean, and even from where I live, it's only 90 minutes. It's dead easy. It's a great place, but you get a lot of people there because they haven't got as much competition like we have in this area for the venues, and let's face it. I mean, 50, 60, 70 peggers are awesome nowadays. I mean, they're good matches. Is that Eddie Batts still there? Well, that is his name, Eddie Batts. You see Eddie Batts?
Yeah, in 12th at the moment.
Is that Eddie Batts? It is, isn't it? That Eddie Battersby. Crikey, is he still going, Eddie Battersby? Crikey. He's about 108-year-old now.
That fishes Partridge Lakes down that sort of way on, is he?
Yeah, no, that's where he fishes. He goes to Partridge. I've known him a long time, like, so.
So Tom, I think it'd be good to show you, because I'm sure some of the anglers looking at this are probably watching it for the first time, of how all this works. So we're on the match results here, so you can see Eddie here. You can see he's in 12th place, and if you click this drop here, you can click View All Matches, and if you click that, it shows you a summary of all the matches that Eddie's been part of. So it says that he's been in 27 matches. And as you scroll down here, there's a little summary of all 27 of his matches.
Oh, wow, right.
You can see here he came in 6th position in that match. He got 7.
Yeah.
There were 33 people in the match. That was his weight. So
Right.
as well as it's nice to follow your own results, it's quite a nice research tool if you're going across venues as well. And as well as saying, you can kind of see the amount of competitors here in each of these different and which match it was.
Good, that's brilliant, that.
And then if you wanted to see the details of the match, so you can see this one here, 44, you can click here where it says match, and it's got this little button here. If you click that, it will then open the full details of the match. So you can kind of go through, see who won, waters are doing well, and stuff like that.
Wow, that's awesome, that. Wow.
It's a nice research tool if you just want to use it for your own fishing competition.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
The next one we've been looking at over the last few weeks is Richard Kinnersley and Richard Kings. They've been sort of like battling it out at the moment. Obviously, Richard Kinnersley, he's had a decent week, jumping up ahead. I think is he going to be the highest ranked angler with a ticket? So Paul Jones and Roy Bradburn, obviously first and second, but haven't paid on, so won't be in contention for any payouts or anything like that. So
get your money in, lads. You're missing out.
Next time.
That's so fun. But yeah, he's had a mega weight at Westwood, I think. On the over 50s, he's won that. But when you look at the weights, he was like £128 he's had, £70 second, and that's off the next peg to him as well. So he's sort of nearly doubled either side, absolutely kind of annihilated the match on there. So
Auntie just
proper like
one of those. That was your point. Richard is a true venue expert of Westwood.
Yes,
right? He's there week in, week out, and it's one of those. They're the sort of people that's so hard to beat. Put them on a few fish, or even that. You look at the weights around him; it doesn't look like it was a mega area. It wasn't an end peg, so you're getting dominating a match from a peg like that, you're obviously getting something very right. Other than that, there's obviously a bit of up and down. David Colson's jumping up into 10th with 90 points. But you look at all these, that anyone on that first page, probably the second page, can quite easily a couple of good results, and they'll be right
and they're up there.
The Open seem to be one, like probably the tightest of the lot when you look at how many people are on sort of 70, 80 points at the moment. A couple of decent weeks. And it'll soon start to play around, but so many Andy Amos, Dave Roberts, plenty of anglers that people will recognise and everything. So be interesting to see how all that plays out. Obviously, Christian Jones up there as well, despite spending a lot of his time at this time of year on qualifiers.
Country,
that's the thing. So
it is a lot Westwood, right?
Yeah, that's it. You seem quite a lot of these anglers seem to fall into that sort of. They'll be fishing the qualifiers, but have the little regular open venue that they drop back onto when there's nothing else on.
They go on qualifiers. Another thing is if they qualify early, then they can concentrate more on the areas that they go to, the festivals and things like that.
Yeah, because that's got to be so important at that sort of level that you are fishing matches regularly, because you see it if you just literally fishing qualifier.
Is that Jamie Wild? Go back down a bit.
Yeah, he's on.
Just press his.
At Messingham Sands?
Yeah, Messingham, that's where he goes quite a lot, He can fish, this lad, I'll tell you. He's not as good as his dad. He's not as good as his dad, but he can fish.
He can drink as well, going by what he's like down at Whiteacres.
Oh no, they can drink these.
But
right. He can fish though, this lad, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he's
right.
I think what as well as this grows, to be able to because there's so many people involved in it right now, because I'm putting my own money in for prize money, it's only the top few. Once enough people pay into this and we're paying out the top 30 or something, because you can see the positions changing so much, like people going up and down 10 positions, like I think a lot of people will be able to get into the points then. I think it'd be more exciting for everybody to see that they're coming in.
100%.
The more we get involved, the more places we can pay out, and I think the more interest comes for everybody.
I get it. I'll be honest with you. I got it as soon as you told me about it. I love the concept and the idea of it all. I really do.
Right, Ryan Lidgard, another Lindome lad, Charlie Law. So plenty of lads in contention there.
Yeah, I know a few of them. He can fish. Young Ryan as well. I mean, I know him because he goes to venues that I fish, so he can fish.
Oh, Mark Pollard. But that's the thing. You've got so many. That's a nice thing. You've got so many different parts of the country involved. And
Mark Pollard is still alive. Crikey, he must be 100 years old. Mark, crikey.
Still winning a few as well by the looks of things.
No, he's always been able to fish. Mark, he's always been a great angler.
But yeah, proper mix. Will McCrann. So you've got both extremes of the spectrum there within a few places.
But,
but even then, like 50, 60 points, and
this
week, plenty.
I'm going to have to get my finger out, aren't I, and get climbing up leaderboard.
That's it. Can you grab up Tommy's results and see what we've got on there for him?
Let's have a look.
Because I think there was one at Southfield where he had a mega day's fishing by the looks of things. Yeah, who goes to Southfield and catches 51 pounds? That's not a Southfield weight.
No, well, when you drop best peg at lake, even a blind squirrel that gets an odd acorn, don't they?
What was that? Talk us through it. What was the?
No, I drew peg 1 in Spring League, and like saying that they caught nothing weaker forward, but it's a great peg, and after an hour and a half, it's like you're the end peg, and you're like next to the mouth of the canal where it all comes in, and I had, after an hour and a half, I entered a bite, no liner, and it's just gone round and got one. Him at the side of me got one, and I caught 14 bream and won't match. So they just turned up. It was weird because an hour and a half I entered a bite, and I thought, because week before I dry netted on other lake, it were going through that funny period, and all of a sudden it was just solid with him. So I'll finish up it match.
14 for 51. That's
40
like proper size, isn't it?
Years I've been going to Southfield, I've never known it fish like this. It's been like big fish. It's been unbelievable. Really been fishing really well, and fit in the what we call the woods 1 to 10. It's not even a good weight. I mean, we've had 80s and everything this year. But all fish have been big fish we've never seen before. Really strange. But long may it continue,
Is that fish that have come sort of down the canal and that's where they come from? Or
we're not 100% sure. I've always said they're coming from canal myself. I've always thought that, and I still do. But we don't really know whether they come in canal or whether they go out to Southfield and go back in canal. We don't know. All I know is I think they come backwards and forwards. But end of the day, I don't worry about it too much. Just hope they're in front of me on day. That's all you've got to hope for.
Just draw pegs like that every week, and you're all right.
Oh, that'd be nice. But no, it's fished really well this year, really well. I mean, I've never known, especially the South Lake, the East Lake. I've never known it fish as well as that. It's fishing really well.
It's good to see now, especially after last year or two where there's been some gruelers on there, shall we say?
I mean, the thing is about Southfield, with Mick Atson and Andy, we've got two great organisers, and you just can't get a ticket for anything. Everyone sells out. It doesn't matter what they do. Even on a Wednesday, we get 50 there, 40 to 50. But any event they run, it just sells out within minutes because, one, they run a great competition, and a lot of lads, that's what they want to do now. They want to go feeder fishing, and it's good crack, good company. You have a laugh and you catch a few fish. So, I mean, some of them, there you go. I mean, that lad there, Trev Parkin, he's just like, he's awesome on there. He's probably the most consistent angler. He's just in the money every week. And you got Roger, Tony, Daz. They're all good fishermen, and they can all do it now. 5 or 6 years ago, there were an handful of anglers who did that type of fish. You could guarantee they would pick one up. You can't do that now because they can all do it. They've all got the tackle, the baits. They've learned how to do it, get the right feeders, and it's hard to compete and win now. It really is. They all know what to do.
Yeah, well, I suppose there's that much information and everything out there now. And
it's easy. I mean, crikey, the only problem with Southfield is you tight pegging, and you can see what next bloke's doing. It's dead easy. But they're all they're all good. I mean, last year Tony were awesome on there. Tony Briscoe, Rogers just consistently all the time. Good fishermen. Yeah, they can all fish.
We're now on to the club matches. So the club
Right.
league. So of the club matches, there are 1,390 anglers. I think here again, we're on the touch service of how many of the anglers around the country are part.
That's brilliant.
This
Look at the number. Look at the number of matches they fish. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of the sort of lads fishing the sort of over 50s, over 60s matches that are going multiple times a week. Obviously, Tunnel's one that's got a lot of the lads at the top of the board.
Right.
They're fishing a mixture with like the opens there, but then I think they've got is it an over 50s or over 60s club event that they do?
I know they've got over. I don't know what the age is. Some have 50, some have 55, some have 60. So they're all different. But all I know is they're best turnout matches.
I look at
that.
That's 50, yeah. That's a festival though, that one, isn't it?
But like 96 on there, and for a 3-dayer, and
brilliant, isn't it?
Mega to see, and they're the sort of events, because there's a bit of a bonus as well for the bigger matches on the point side of things. So if you're consistent on those sort of matches from a hot fishing point sort of view, it does help bump you up the leaderboard.
Absolutely.
68 here in a bets match.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? I know.
So that's how the points work, Tommy. So what happens is you get 10 points for winning your match, down to 1 point for 10th place.
Right.
You get a 5% additional bonus based on how many were in your match. So let's say there are 100 in your match, 5% of 100 is 5. So you get 10 points for winning it, plus your 5 bonus points for your 5%. So you get 15 overall. So
brilliant.
A little bump for winning a bigger match.
Right, okay.
I think that's fair, and I've had no real complaints about that. I think people...
Right, okay. Well, anglers not complaining. That's unbelievable.
You're doing well there. But I think Mark Newitt was a lad I was talking about, actually, on if you pull up his results. I don't think he's actually got first on there. If you go back to the overview, is always there or thereabouts. Again, a tunnel barn regular. But yeah, he's leading the way from people who've paid on. So in contention for the club, there's loads of prizes up for grabs, isn't there? There's prizes, coaching days, and all sorts, isn't there?
Right.
Good point, actually, Rich. I did some nice slides all about the prizes that I didn't go into.
So obviously, in contention. If he stays where he is, coaching day with their ship, some Preston rods and reels and stuff like that, and he's done that at the moment without actually winning a match. So
but I think this event, you can do that. You don't have to win the matches. You have to just be consistent.
That's it, and that's pretty much what he's done all the way through. There's very few where he's not scoring points each week. And the big matches as well. So obviously he's leading the way at the moment.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's a really good observation, that, Rich, that he isn't actually winning these matches. He's just kind of...
And I think Stephen Curtis was up there as well, having brought a ticket, and I think he got a couple of Southfield matches in his results. So he's bitten and bop it like all round your sort of way, Messingham Sands, Southfield. Yeah. Won
Southfield, Messingham, Grange Park. Yeah, they're all round our area. Looks like he's from Scunny or something like that. That area all.
Yeah, Sherwood. That's
Sherwood. That's Mansfield area.
Yeah, I fish that. They're one of those few venues that seem to be running silverfish matches all through the year as well.
They do, in that area, they do a bit of both. They do carp fishing and they do silver matches, especially at winter. They do quite a few silver matches. Well, I think most fisheries do in this area.
Yeah, but they seem to have carried it on through the summer as well, and they're still getting proper turnouts.
Right. Are they?
I think they've done a load of work on one of the lakes, and I think they pretty much took all the carp out, which was always the issue on a lot of them, getting bottomed out by angry carp on 010 or something, isn't?
Yeah. Oh, right. That's interesting to know.
So be interesting to see it.
Right, up 6 places.
Say again, you just broke up there.
I said Stephen did well this week, and he's up 6 places.
Yeah,
that's it. So he's climbing. Obviously, not a lot of change elsewhere. Ken Turner, another one who's jumping up right up the leaderboard, but not got a ticket. So
right, come on, boys, tickets.
That's it. So plenty of people
a lot of people that have got the fear of missing out from looking at that, and that was the whole marketing tactic around this. That you think I'd have won prizes if I'd have got a ticket.
Reg Fern, my old mate, still catches a few, does Reggie?
Yeah, it's quite nice as well, just to have a flick through and find out what sort of venues are fishing and dive into the results and stuff. And
yeah,
we're just nosy as anglers anyway, aren't we? We want to know what people are catching, and it just takes away from the whole glory blogging when people will only talk about the matches they've done well in, and they won't ever talk about the bad ones. This gives you a...
That's right, yeah. No, that's good. I like that.
So now this is the overall table. So this is where the club, the opens, and the majors. It just puts together your points for your club matches or your opens. This is
right.
This is a combination of all your points. So if you fish club, opens, and majors, it's it to find the overall best UK angler. And we can see Richard here has retained his title this week.
Yeah,
that's it. So he's sort of been fishing Westwood, Westwood. But he's been fishing a mix of qualifiers, and I know he did really well in one of the qualifiers a couple of weeks ago, finishing 3rd, which has given him a bit of a bump up. But he's leading the way at the moment. So
right.
what's he on target to win? Obviously, if he's leading the opens and the overall prize wise, because there's a bit of a mix and match for both, isn't there?
Yeah. So for the open matches, the winner gets 750 quid. Second 500 for 3-1, but if you win the overall as well, you get an additional 500 for doing that.
Right, so you could pick up 1,200 quid. Nice.
Exactly. And I think Richard got a free ticket for this. We gave away to several of the organisers. We let them give away a free ticket for the winner of a match. So
right,
won that match, and he's going to get this. So that's been quite a nice little.
Yeah, obviously, as it grows through the sort of seasons and years, then I can see that prize pot working its way up as more and more people.
Yeah, I think you're scratching its surface at the moment, lads. I think this is just going to get stronger and stronger.
Brilliant. All right then, guys. Thank you so much for your time and going through that, and especially to you, Tommy. Thank you for.
Pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you. I mean, when you first spoke to you. Down in London, I got it straight away, and I think it's a great event. I really do, and well done, and like I said, well done, brilliant.